Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Sounds. Today we have Common Interest as our special guest. If those of you who haven't tuned in before, Sunday Sounds is our show where we highlight some of the up and coming producers in our community. Common Interest, how are you this Sunday?
Doing amazing. How
I'm
about
doing
you?
good. So, if you don't mind, I guess just starting by telling us a little bit about you, where you're from, how long you've been making music.
From Maryland, currently living in Washington, D.C. Just turned 26 in July. Been making music for about 10 years now. Started off making music on my PSP using this video game called U-Loops.
Hmm.
Pretty popular. Uh, didn't really think much of it. It was just like a hobby then. Got in high school, started using this app on my phone called U-Loops to make beats. It was like SoundCloud, but on your phone. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. I had like a small community on there. Everybody made beats and shared them amongst each other. Got my first DAW. It was like Recent Essentials. Then I got a Kai XR20. And then when I graduated high school, my grandfather gave me some bread, and I went ahead and got the Native Instruments machine, and pretty much been producing ever since.
That's
I
cool.
went to school for audio engineering as well.
Oh, nice. So, you have like the kind of formal education as it relates to music.
Yeah, certified audio engineer.
Wow. Certified audio engineer, you guys. Common Interest. That's really cool though, because obviously engineering is really important to the output of your music. So to be able to have that skill set as well, I bet is really helpful.
For
Um,
sure.
I'm curious. Obviously, the DMV has a great music scene. They have some unique music too that's special to that area, like that go-go sound, of
Logo.
course. But
Yeah.
I'm curious, has that I guess where you're born and raised, has that influenced your music at all, or do you kind of stick to whatever genre you feel like making that day?
Yeah, I'm not really influenced by local music or
Hmm.
like the DMV staple music, what it's known for, like go-go and stuff like that. I listen to a lot of electronic music. That's what kind of inspires me. Are you familiar with the group Selection?
Hmm.
I like them a lot. They inspire
Yeah.
me, like all the guys from that crew. So like forward-thinking hip hop, electronic music. I used to listen to a lot of metal in high school.
Hmm.
Um,
I'm the same age as you, and back when we were in high school, that kind of music was all the rage. Now everything's
yeah,
like hip hop influence, even pop. But back then, like metal, alternative, like that
yeah,
was the way, that was the way music was.
exactly. Um,
That's really cool. So what about I guess artists? Is there any artists in particular that have really influenced your style?
hmm. I wouldn't say a particular artist. I would say like a specific genre though. There's this genre out there called future beats.
Hmm.
Like I said, it's like forward-thinking hip hop electronic music. You can just type it on like SoundCloud or YouTube, and a bunch of producers out there like K Tronada or Sango, Mr. Carmack, um, all those kind of guys kind of make like alternative, forward-thinking hip hop electronic music. So Wonder Girl, I like Wonder Girl a lot. She's dope.
Yeah, yeah. Wonder Girl is cool. She's part of our Sony ATV family, so that's
Hey.
cool. I guess the last thing I'm curious, like, how long have you been a part of BeatStars community? What's been something that you've really enjoyed about being a part of this platform? Because everybody has. It's a question that I like to ask, not to plug BeatStars, but really like everybody has a different aspect that they really enjoy. And it's cool because I see in the comments sometimes people will say like, "Oh, I didn't even know that existed." And so I'm interested in kind of hearing your answer and what you've enjoyed about being a part of this BeatStars community.
I think I made my BeatStars account back in 2018. Kind of on and off of it, not really uploading too many beats, but I feel like I really got serious on it like middle of 2019, uh, middle of quarantine. Um, and I think like my favorite part of BeatStars is just interacting with people. Every time I sell a beat on BeatStars, BeatStars sends you the person's email, which they purchased your beats from, and I send them a direct message via email. Hey, what's up? Thanks for buying the beat. hope you create something dope with it. What's your Instagram? Then I'll follow up on Instagram, maybe give them a call. I just talked to some dude from the UK the other day, just off
Wow.
the BeatStars. We had like an hour conversation about like his music, what type of music he's into, how did he find me. So I would say just connecting with people on BeatStars is what I like the most. I was talking to some dude from Chicago last night.
Yeah.
Crazy, just talking to
People from
people.
all over. Yeah, it's cool that people can find your music because, like, that's the benefit of like the digital era in general. It's just being able to connect. But it's cool to have a place where creators and or music creators at that can connect. I'm curious though. It sounds like you're pretty good at like customer service,
Oh
kind of
yeah.
establishing that connection with customers. So, what would be one of your tips that you could share with everybody on just good customer service when it comes to selling beats online?
I would definitely say follow up with that email that BeatStars gives you, just to say thank you for buying my beats. Create a dialogue with the people who are buying your beats. It's very important.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Or
think.
and like if you offer any other services like outside of making beats, like mixing, hey, if
Mhm.
you want your track mixed as well, I do that. So that could be like a little extra right there.
Cool. Well, make sure you guys take that knowledge and apply it. It is really helpful as I'm sure all of you are customers too. You make your own music and you sell beats, but you're customers and it's nice to get that thank you. So thank you for sharing that tip. First up is Little River by Common Interest.
Common interest.
I like that one. It's very upbeat. Is that like I know that you had mentioned kind of like obviously being influenced by electronic and not that that was that sound, but is that your typical tempo when it comes to beats that you like to make? Is it kind of that more upbeat style, like happy music?
Yeah, lately I've been on like melodic, bouncy type
Mhm.
beats, like something that Playboy Cardi or Lil Uzi would be on, and like I've been sampling a lot of video game OSTs. I think that's from like Chrono Trigger or something like that.
Wow.
Um, so just like taking video game samples and flipping them.
That's cool. That's a unique thing to flip. Usually people talk about like old music and songs like
Yeah.
that. So to take some but Uzi does have that kind of style where he has that weird I don't know, just some of those instruments that you use definitely sound like him. So before we get into the next one, I'm curious because you got a lot of compliments on that track. What is one thing that you find important or try to do when you structure a beat?
Repetition is important, and I find that leaving the beat open. For the longest time, I was doing the most with beats, and just like putting instruments everywhere. Like it was too packed for a rapper to even like flow on it. So lately, I've just been keeping it simple, and having like a kind of repetitive structure.
Hmm. That's how music is these days. It's like very simple. And it's hard
Yeah,
if you're making a beat because like the busiest beats are the ones that are great to listen to with no one on it.
exactly.
But then when you want to be able to sell it, you actually need room for the artist. So finding that balance, I'm sure, takes a little bit of practice.
For sure. When I do make those type of beats, I just put them on Spotify for people to stream.
Yeah, cool. Well, next up, you guys, we have Pokemon Snap, which totally sounds like a you vibe, like you
It's,
what you said about video games.
yeah.
So we are going to play Pokemon Snap by Common Interest. If you had to have your beats be the soundtrack for one type of video game, what would it be?
One type of video game. Uh, I've been on racing games a lot
Hmm.
lately. Been playing a lot of Mario Kart, but I would say there's this video game that Sony makes. It's called Wipeout Pure.
Hmm.
It's a racing game. So Probably that one. Yeah. So.
Well, if anybody from the Wipeout Peer team is tuned in, make sure to hit up Common Interest with
Yeah, Wipeout is a fun ass game
for you.
Pokemon Snap was actually a video game for the Nintendo 64.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Produced by Moss said all the beats are wavy AF, which they are. You have a nice vibe with your music. I'm curious, like you had a lot of really cool random, but it fit really well instruments in the beat. So do you try and include like a lot of, I don't know, miscellaneous sounds, like, and just kind of include them to make your beat unique?
Yeah, pretty much. I take sounds from video games, like I don't know if you ever played Super Smash Bros.
But twice, I'm not gonna lie,
like
just twice. But I did play it before.
Okay. Sometimes I'll take like usually character, what they call like character dialogue videos, and you can take like sound bites of character voices and stuff like that. And I'll throw those in there. I feel like you were talking about the squeaky bed squeak noise that you heard in the beat. Yeah, it's like some Baltimore house music type. Yeah, it felt right.
It does fit. Every time I hear that noise, it reminds me of that song "Some Cut" that came out when we were kids. But it fit really well in that. A lot of people said that was their favorite song that every beat we put on. It's like,
it's like my favorite.
Yeah, this is my next favorite. This is my next favorite. What are we, 6 beats in and there's 6 favorite tracks? What is your that's another great beat. Somebody said that was their favorite one that we've played thus far. But I'm curious, what's your process for naming your beats? Because Exotic Vapor sounds really exciting and cool. And I'm curious, like, do you just pick a random name? Do you listen to it and feel a vibe and then call it that? What's your strategy, if there is one, behind the names that you pick for your beats?
Well, if it's a beat that I sample from somewhere, I'll probably like include the title of what I sampled. But for the most part, I'm looking at the titles right now. It's pretty crazy, right? I don't know. Like Negril, I went to Negril earlier that day and named my beat Negril because I heard the song in Negril that I really like, and I sampled something that I heard in Negril. Exotic Vapors. I don't know. It just sounded like cloudy and like really smoky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like some like faded.
Well, I am excited then to hear Acid Rain by Commoninterest. Amazing. That was one of my favorite ones. Everybody knows I love me some R&B, and that was a really good vibe. That's something too that obviously the way you structured it was really cool. But some parts had a little bit more than others, which is great for me, especially like as a music listener. Like I like to take beats like this and like make a playlist of my own and listen to it while I work. And that would have been the perfect one where it's like not too busy, where it gets your mind going and you can't focus on what you're doing, but chill enough where it's, I don't know, nice vibe. So really good job on that one.
Thank you. Yeah. I was throwing a Netflix and chill event at this house and I made it before I did yeah, it was pretty cool.
So once again, something you were, I guess, kind of inspired by or about to do is the way that you named the song.
Yeah.
All right. That was West Coast Shawty by Commoninterest. I'm curious, when it comes to, I guess, like West Coast music, is there any artists that you really like that have came out from the West Coast? I know majority of that is California. Seattle, we haven't had too many crazy artists come out, and I haven't heard too many people repping Oregon. But is there any artists from the West Coast that you really like?
There's this guy named Curtis King I like. I don't know if you guys know who Curtis King is, but he's from the West Coast. He's like a beat maker and rapper. He's dope. Yeah. Kendrick's cool.
Cool is an understatement, but yeah, Kendrick.
Yeah, Kendrick's cool. He's all right.
But yes, Kendrick's cool. I'm curious too, like what sounds do you think really represent the West Coast style? Is there one sound that you can think of that you think really that West Coast sound?
I was at my friend's house making a beat the other day, and we were making West Coast beats for whatever reason, and he's like, "Yo, we need that like trash can hitting the floor sound. It's like I don't even know what to call it, but it happens like at the end of a lot of phrases and those kind of beats. Yeah, that sound, whatever that sound is, it was in that beat. I don't know what it's called, but really like laid back, bouncy 808s. I would say like some Blueface type stuff.
Yeah, I'd say a cowbell is like your West Coast music too. Cowbell and a clap, even though clap is used in any songs, I feel like those are like two other.
Yeah, but it's like a really basic clap.
Yeah,
real simple clap. You got to keep it simple.
I saw that you posted you made that before going to an anime convention. So what does your work process look like? Because I've seen a couple of times as we've been going through these beats, it was like, I was about to do this and I was here and then I made this. So when you work on your music, is it just like whatever is inspiring you, whatever is upcoming? Like how do you go about creating music? What's the process look like for you?
A lot of times before quarantine, I DJ, so I would go out to a lot of events, and right before the event or after the event, I would have a lot of inspiration and just create based off that.
That's cool. It's cool because I'm sure all of these beats, they bring back memories.
Literally, yeah.
Pre-quarantine memories. Feels like forever.
Right.
All right. We are at our very last track. Before we play that, I want to say thank you, Commoninterest, for coming on Sunday Sounds. And big shout out to Tia for recommending Commoninterest. But I think you did a really, really great job. This is one of my favorite things about Sunday Sounds is like, there's some really fire producers out there who don't get the shine that they deserve. And you are one of those people. Your music is really good. And you have a lot of good vibes in your music. Upbeat, you have some of the slower stuff. You have really cool elements. So I'm really glad we got to have you on the show today and showcase some of your music. And if you guys haven't, make sure to check him out on BeatStars, Commoninterest. Commoninterest, is your social handles the same thing?
Yeah, Instagram is where I'm mostly at. Commoninterest, all one word. Twitter is Commoninterest with a underscore at the end. All right. And Commoninterest on Spotify.
Commoninterest everywhere. BeatStars, Instagram, Spotify, Twitter. So make sure you guys show him some love. We really appreciate you. But once again, I really want to thank you for being on the show. It's really, I don't know, I know this sounds cheesy, but it feels like an honor that you'd be willing to share your music, talk a little bit more about your creative process, share some of your customer service tips. So we really appreciate you being open and continuing to create really fire music. Like I had mentioned, you guys, he's Commoninterest on BeatStars, Commoninterest on social media. Make sure to show him some love. Commoninterest, thank you for being our Sunday Sounds guest this week. With that being said, you guys, I guess Commoninterest, do you have any last words before we close out the show?
Thank you guys for listening. Keep producing if you're a producer. Stay consistent. Stay inspired. Don't get burnt out. And make the kind of music that makes you feel good and happy.
Yep, agree with that. So with that being said, you guys, BeatStars Live will be back tomorrow with the Music Entrepreneur Club show at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But with that being said, I hope you all have a great weekend. I guess today's the last day of the weekend. So enjoy your Sunday evening before the work week starts. And Commoninterest, thank you again for being our guest. We will see you all tomorrow on BeatStars Live.